Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. You saw the thumbnail. Am I done with YouTube? Where that came from was a multitude of heartfelt messages, emails, and even cards from people all over the globe, wondering, where has Kevin been? How are you? Did you survive the floods? Are you still alive? Am I done with YouTube? Oh no. We're just getting started. So I'm going to ask that you watch to the end of this video. A lot of you have been with me for a very long time. I want you to know everything that's been going on for the past couple of years, as well as the plans ahead, and what we have in store for this channel with all of us as a family. This is our channel, not mine. So grab a beverage, sit tight, and stick around. I think there's some pretty cool stuff. It's been about a month, I think maybe a month and a half or so since I posted the last video. While I'm talking here and telling you a few things, I'm going to roll some names here. The names are all these people that have been channel members for a very long time. People that have supported this channel, my efforts. People that have supported me. And I have great heartfelt gratitude for those people. Many of these names have been supporting this channel for many years. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. The second thing I want to do is say thank you to all the customers over the years. I want to say thank you to the current customers that have their bikes here. I've always said I have the best customers in the world, and I truly, truly believe that. Some of the kindest souls, some of the most patient people, people that pay attention to quality and understand that I'm doing the best that I can. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So as I go forward, I want all of you customers to know, I want to give you a bit of an update on that. First off, I have an average of one bike leaving a week. I would have had an engine and a bike being shipped out of here last week, but unfortunately with everyone to the east of me shutting down I-40, shutting down I-26, things like that, stopped cross-country shipping. So I'm currently working with shipping companies to get those folks taken care of. As far as I go, and as far as the shop goes, I am crested here on top of a hill. Let's start with that. I want to sincerely thank all of you guys that sent messages and things to check in on me and make sure everything was okay. Fortunately, I am okay. I'm crested on top of a ridge line, so there would have to be some significant floodwaters for it to affect me. But I am in a rural area, so dealing with power outages and such was quite a thing. And folks need to understand, you know, in Middle Tennessee, in this area, and heading east, a large part of this problem was the fact that we had a lot of rain the weeks leading up to the hurricane that came through. And I can tell you, east of me, as many of you have seen on news reports, the devastation is unbelievable. I can't imagine the suffrage of some of those people. It's third world country kind of thing. And then, of course, just north of me, you know, I'm 45 minutes southwest of Nashville. And then just about an hour and a half north of me is the Kentucky border and such, and there was some devastation there as well. So I have to send thoughts and prayers out to everyone that has been affected by this. And rest assured, I'm trying to do my part to help those folks as well. So everything is okay. I want to thank all of the customers that have bikes here, and know that with all of the plans and things I'm about to say through the course of this video, know that I'm working diligently on every bike. In fact, the other part of this video, not only to let you know where I envision this channel going, but also to ask for your input. What's been going on the past year and a half? It's been quite a thing. There were many unexpected challenges that led to quite a number of delays and we'll get to that in a second. But let me give you a couple of updates. First off, I want to thank all of you who donated to the All Kids Bike Program for East Hickman Elementary School. We did deliver those bikes, and it was absolutely amazing. I'm already getting feedback from the principal, the Board of Education, the PE teachers, everything else. It has made an incredible impact on that school, so thank you to all of you that donated. I've already started painting the panel and shooting some video footage of that. I have not pulled the raffle yet to determine who will be the winner of that custom painted panel. I'll let you in also on a little secret. The panel is being painted in the same theme as FXR71. You guys remember the bike that I had started building to take to Sturgis last year, but because of those delays, I had to put that project on hold. It did get painted, which was great, but I haven't touched that project since, for obviously I want to take care of customers and the challenges of the things I'm about to tell you. That being said, thank you so much to everyone that donated. We had about 240 raffle tickets that sold in total, and I can't wait to start showing the videos of that painting process. And in large, as you see the painting process unfold, you will also get to understand and see the theme of the paint job on FXR71 for the unveiling when I have an opportunity to finish that. Thank you guys so much for helping with that. It means the world to me. So let's talk about the things that have happened over the past couple of years. Of course, if you know, sometimes I sit back and I wonder, and there for a while, you know, spending a lot of time up here on this hill working on bikes, 120-hour work weeks and things, you begin to wonder sometimes if you're just that guy on YouTube that spits out tech videos. But then you start to see, when people don't see your face, you start to see messages, emails, and cards from people that seem to genuinely care about you. They want to know what you're up to. They want to make sure you're okay. It helped me to realize the importance of the family that we've put together here on this channel. You know, there's a lot of special people. So that being said, some of the unexpected things, like, you know, I was a victim of post-COVID world that we live in as well. It took over a year to get a transformer to run power to this place. That delayed construction quite a number of months. In addition to that, I should have had power in the building around March of last year. That didn't happen until October. Should have had internet connectivity to the building well before that, sometime around June, give or take, May or June. That didn't happen until October, November. So, you know, there were challenges with just getting the place open. And of course, you guys know, you know, the 60-hour work weeks in Georgia, driving the 6 hours up here, working literally 40-hour weekends and turning around and going back. My health suffered quite a bit. My neighbor, oddly enough, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, the fellow would get on his little gas-powered golf cart. And what I learned was that as he and his wife would go to bed at night, and they can see my building and property from the second level of their house, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, if they looked over and they saw lights on but didn't hear power tools, they were concerned for my health and safety. So he would come over at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning with maybe some chicken wings that he had made for dinner or things like that, just to visit with me for a little bit. I thought he was just being nice. He was being nice, but what he was also doing is checking on me to make sure I was okay. So it got to the point I had complete and total exhaustion. I was tired and pushing it way too hard. And, you know, through those things, getting the shop open, getting it established, if you guys look back on the past videos, you'll see the construction project. I did all the wiring myself in the building, did the interior build out, did all those things myself, trying to balance it all out. And, you know, a lot of past videos on those things. And you'll see that sort of stuff. And as I moved to this new community up here, and I have people from, again, all over bringing their bikes for me to work on, I wanted to start feeling connected to the local community. So you guys have, of course, you see my hat. Most of you have figured out now. I Largely what I decided to do for my own health, not just physically, but mentally for my health. I had to slow it down a little bit. And so working 6 days a week is what I do to try to meet all the commitments for my customers, doing the best I can do there. But I need 1 day a week. And of course in the evenings as well. 1 day a week and in the evenings, late evenings, to do other things, to clear my head. I love motorcycles for sure, but I also love other things. I love building things. I love building relationships with people, and I love helping people. So while I do my best to meet my commitments over the course of what I would say is a normal 60, 70 plus hour work week, I reserve a day a week for other things, which leads me to another portion of this video. So quite some time ago, the whole idea with this area down here, you know, I have amazing customers that come from all over the world. A very large part of what I've always enjoyed about the motorcycle industry and my business specifically was building relationships. The fact of the matter is, I still get Christmas cards from guys I built engines for 15, 20 years ago. Over the past few months, I've gotten emails and cards and things from people. Curious to know what I've been up to, how I've been. Some of these people were customers many, many years ago, and as I grew to love the industry more, I grew to love the people even more than that. Motorcycles are about relationships, and I've always loved the relationship aspect of this industry. You know, when a person, you know, I have a multitude of customers, people that are very affluent, but I also have customers that could be spending their life savings. Both deserve equal respect, and the reality of it is when someone trusts you with their life savings and their prized possession, their motorcycle, it should hold a special place in your heart. I don't like for people to just be a number. I don't like being treated like a number. Things are important. Relationships are important. And one of the biggest visions that I had for this place up here was when a person travels a long way, trusts me with their motorcycle, and then they return to pick it up sometime later. Often that can be a long time, but sometime later when they come back to pick it up. I live in a beautiful area of this state. And you want to have time to spend with that customer. You want to have time to have relationships with that individual. Learn them as a person. And so a large part of the idea with this property up here was when someone does come back with their motorcycle, to give them the opportunity to stay, to build that relationship, to ride with them. Not only for the purpose of breaking in and test riding their motorcycle, bringing it back into the shop, doing that first oil change, checking fasteners, looking for leaks, maybe tweaking the tuning a bit. That, again, custom tailored suit aspect of this engine thing. And where I live, there's hotels, 20 minutes in one direction, 30 minutes in another, but that removes the relationship. So I'll clue you in on another very large part of the goals I have for this place, not only on the shop, up there way on top of this hill. As many of you know, my house is on the same property as the shop. So the shop is way up here on top of the hill. The house is way up here on top of the hill. And here we find ourselves on this beautiful creek. To give you guys a little bit of history, this creek is known as Gin Creek. It dates back quite a long time. I have found Indian artifacts from Chickasaw and Choctaw Indians buried in various different places, as well as there's an old abandoned blacksmith shop down the way there with tools still hanging in the shop. They call this Gin Creek because there's some remnants of old moonshine stills back that way. I've found barrel rings. I found all sorts of things along this creek and river. And you can see we have a little bit of a rolling waterfall right here. And I'll shut up for a second to see if you can hear it. It's a beautiful, magnificent place. And actually on the top of the property here, there along the ridge line, going around the house and the shop that's over here, that is an original wagon road that still remains and goes all the way in to Franklin. And in that area, sorry, I just tripped over a stump. That wagon road was used by Confederate troops in the Battle of Franklin and Battle of Spring Hill. There's a tremendous amount of history on this property. I'm quite proud to own it. A large portion of the wagon road, I preserved it. And it remains not only through my property and along with the neighboring properties on both sides. It's an amazing, amazing place. So that being said, what am I doing? Let's look right here for a second. See that bit of a clearing there? And this way, you can, well, it's hard to see now. There's a trail. But we see this clearing here and what's left of a couple of stakes. There's one over there. I had to abandon it. So here's the plan, as time allows. With my 1 day a week I'm spending for special projects and things, my plan is to build a cabin here. A 1-bedroom kitchenette and a small living area with front, so that this would be the view. It is for customers, people not just current but past and future customers. If you ever wanted to come to a beautiful place to ride, the Natchez Trace is only 5 miles from here. Beautiful, beautiful place. The riding through Middle Tennessee, never mind all of the wonderful things in Columbia. Columbia is a wonderful city, and we're only about 45 minutes from Nashville. So that being said, for my past, current, and future customers, this will be a small bed and breakfast for you. You will have a private place to stay on the property, shuttle going up the hill and back down, and have an opportunity for us to get to know each other, to build that relationship that I spoke of. You and alone or significant other, more than welcome to stay here and enjoy yourself. Have a beautiful, quiet place and miles of road around to enjoy, to break in your motorcycle, and we get to break bread together, get to know each other. Now that being said, another project that I'm curious to know if you guys would even want to see the video on. Again, I like to build things. I want to clear out all of this underbrush and this trail, and I'm going to hand build a cabin right there myself for you guys. Another part of the vision, if you will, and I will show you something. You know, when I was building the shop up here, you know, over the past year, doing crazy things, wanting just a little place to get away, but having very limited time to do it, I came down here and I threw up a tent, and I'd have myself a little campfire. And so I actually left the tent down here. I'm kind of afraid to look in it. I've just been so busy working on bikes and such, I didn't come down here. Of course, I put a little fire ring. At some point, we will do a Skunk Works rally. So I had started clearing area here. There's a tent site there. There is a tent site there. It's overgrown a bit. There's a tent site over there, one over there, and then of course you would have the... And also on the building, when I wired that in, remember if you go back and look at the videos, I did all the electrical on the building myself. I also wired in a 30 amp on one side of the building and a 50 amp hookup on the opposite side for anyone that may be traveling in an RV, and also put in an RV dump station, right? So all of, I guess the bottom line with all this, guys, you know, so many of you, not just, you know, customers, you guys have been so loyal, so amazing, so wonderful, so patient, so kind. I want to enjoy that humanity of our relationship. And to a very large degree, I really want to give back. Because quite frankly, with a handshake or a telephone call, you guys trusted me with your hard-earned money. And as you've heard me say over and over again, money is damn hard to make these days. I work hard for mine. I know you do too. That said, when you trust somebody to that level, there's a bond. And I feel like I need to give back. And I had many customers over the years, a couple of guys in particular come to mind, that thought, man, how cool would it be to have a Skunk Works rally? You know, and so between, you can see we're very private down here in the hollow, but along that ridge line there, we've got a couple of acres. And in those couple of acres, plenty of room for tents, a couple of RV hookups. In addition to that, a small efficiency apartment inside the shop, so another place for people to stay there. We'll have the cabin, we'll have tent sites down here. So that gives you a full spectrum of some of the things. And another reason why I'm curious to know, what kind of videos do you want to see on this channel? Because I like to build things. And you know, while all this is going on, another really cool thing happened. So if you guys noticed, quite a number of months ago, I put up a little poll on the community tab of the channel. And I asked a question: have you ever considered an adventure motorcycle? If you have considered one, would you only buy an HD? Would you consider other brands, or you have no interest whatsoever? Well, that being said, there were over 5,000 people that placed votes on that poll. Over 65% of people said that you had considered an adventure bike and you would consider other brands. So I got a phone call from Triumph Motorcycles of all people. And, you know, they gave me a call and they said, hey, Kev, we would love for you to test ride one of our bikes. And I kind of laughed at them a little bit. And I said, I barely have time to wipe my own butt, much less test ride motorcycles. So in a quick one-day turnaround, they flew me to their U.S. headquarters, handed me a Triumph Tiger GT Pro 900, and told me to ride the living fool out of it, put it through its paces, and let them know what I think. Give them a total review on that motorcycle. And I was able to squeeze out a little bit of time to be able to test ride this bike in all sorts of conditions. And another video that I want to do is to give you guys a ride report on Triumphs and this Tiger. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you a bit of a preamble and tell you that has to be one of the first motorcycles that I can say I threw my leg over it and said to myself I wouldn't change a thing, oddly enough. So there will be a video coming on the Tiger Triumph 900 GT Pro, and I can tell you pretty much that will be my next motorcycle purchase. But I digress. So that leads me to ask you guys, of course, I am not done with YouTube by any means. And I love motorcycles, and I will continue to do motorcycles. As a matter of fact, we have a ton of wonderful projects in here that will come after current customers' projects that were on the backlog are completed. Things like a complete restoration on a 46 EL Knucklehead. You know, some generator and nose cone Shovelheads, panheads, even getting into a couple of flatheads. On top of that, there's a Model T, a 1927 all-original last month production Model T Roadster that hasn't ran in decades. The opportunity to get that incredibly cool car up and running and driving. That involves diagnostics at its most rudimentary level. But yet I've put up car videos as well in the past. Restoring the GTX, restoring the 49 GMC, paint restoration on the Corvette, you know, all sorts of different car videos as well, because I love to build things. While I was building the building, how to build stairs, how to tilt up walls, you know, a ton of content even on that sort of thing. And I'm not too sure how much you guys like to see that sort of stuff. But the truth is, I love to build things. Whether it's a car, whether it's a motorcycle, whether it's a house, I just love to build things. So I'm asking you guys, I would love to know, of course, absolutely not. Am I abandoning the motorcycle side of things? That is something that is dear to me. So we will continue on with motorcycle tech videos, but I would love to hear in the comments what you guys think about other types of videos. would you like to see them on this channel, or would you guys be interested in subscribing to a second channel that would involve all other things other than motorcycles? Maybe subscribe there and take a look at building all kinds of different things that I do on my one day off a week to myself. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear it. You know, there were a lot of challenges that have come into play, even down to the winter here. This past winter, it was insane. It would literally below 0 Fahrenheit, minus 8, 10. I think the lowest temperature I recorded on top of this hill this past winter was minus 15 or minus 12 degrees Fahrenheit. So that meant I'm running through the building, you know, the well, keeping the well from freezing up, thawing out pipes every day inside the building, things like that. You know, just unexpected conditions, you know, things like that, you know, that kind of piled up. And so it's just been an ongoing thing of unexpected things here and there. But I'm very happy to say that things are really leveling off. Finding that groove again, being able to rest well again, and getting to the point that I want to start sharing more of my life and these other projects. At the same time, for those of you that choose to do business with me, sharing more of your project with videos and things like that. So that's kind of where I'm headed, but I want to hear your comments and where you think I should go with these videos, and what you see as the next step. What would you be interested in? You know, there's some really cool things that have happened over the past year too. I talk about the delays and things like that, but you know, for a little while I was beginning to think that this was, you know, like David Attenborough's Natural Kingdom around here or something like that, Animal Kingdom. As a matter of fact, I had the opportunity to nurse and raise a fawn. You know, one day I hear what sounded like a goat neighing, and I hear it, and then the next day I hear it again, and I started looking around the property and found this abandoned fawn. Now, I do understand how deers work. You know, the doe will leave their fawns for 8 to 12 hours to forage, things like that, and then they'll return. But they return. This one, she never returned. So I had the opportunity and the gift to be able to nurse this fawn, which over the course of several weeks nursed it to the point that I was able to reunite it with its mother, which was a wonderful, wonderful day. That being said, I'm going to roll a clip here. I learned an interesting thing about fawns. If you've ever watched videos of nursing fawns, you'll always notice that the doe will lick its backside. Well, I learned why. Does win the Mother of the Year award. They actually eat the feces from their fawns, and they stimulate that by licking their bum while the fawn is nursing. The reason they eat it is so that the fawn does not leave a scent trail behind. So I learned I had to stimulate the backside of a fawn in order to get it to poop. Quite a thing. But after a few weeks of doing that, there was a loud cry of a doe in the woods. The fawn got to hear it, and off she went. And on my trail camera, every few days I get to see the fawn reunited with its mother, growing up on the property here, and that's a beautiful thing. The next thing that happened, a stray dog shows up at 2 o'clock in the morning on the front porch of the shop, making all kind of ruckus. This stray dog, a female with her 2 brothers. The 2 brothers were incredibly aggressive and ended up leaving and finding their way, but the female, I'll introduce you to Lucy. Little Lucy immediately came into the shop. She literally wanted a hug, and she hugs you back. That's unusual for a dog to do. Come to find out, Lucy is what they call a Sholly. She is a combo, a mutt, of a German Shepherd and a Border Collie. And this stray dog, Lucy, has turned out to be the best canine friend I've ever had in my life. Probably the most loving dog ever. She's incredibly smart and very energetic. She's quite the chop dog to have around, and I'm quite proud to have Lucy the stray as part of my little family up here on the hill. I did have a massive unexpected life change as well over the past year. In addition to that, I did lose my mother not too long ago. And my father, unfortunately, is progressing rapidly with dementia. And he's a very proud Marine, Vietnam veteran. And I realized on my birthday on New Year's Eve, this past New Year's Eve, when I went to visit my father, that a few months prior to that, I had my last man-to-man conversation with my father. He's fading fast, and I know I'll be losing him soon, and I'll miss him dearly. And, you start to combine things, and you look at your life. You deal with people with the volunteer fire department, you deal with tragedy. You start to appreciate finer things, like sitting on this hill in a folding chair talking to you guys. So with all that being said, I hope you guys understand. There's a large reason why I haven't really answered any YouTube comments. I've just had my hands full. Those of you that are customers, I hope you have a better understanding of many of the delays that have occurred. And those of you that are members, those of you that are subscribers, that have hung in there with me, that have had faith, that have been supportive, have sent your letters, your emails, your comments, you guys made me realize something. I'm on this end of the camera, and I'm staring into it, not knowing who is actually going to listen or watch. I have no idea. But yet, over the past few years of making these videos, I see the same names over and over. I see the same people over and over. I see the members that have continued to support this channel. All of you, gracious and kind. And it's made me realize maybe I'm not just that guy that spits out free YouTube information for motorcycle people. To some, I may be that guy. But to those of you that I'm not that guy, and we've built this channel together, we're approaching 80,000 subscribers now. And 10 million views on this channel, which is astounding. I've come to realize there is more to this, even though I am just speaking into a camera. And I have to admit, I need to thank you guys, all of you, for being a part of my life, for letting me into your home, into your house, and for your support, your kind words. The people that have ordered parts from me, the people that have allowed me to work on their motorcycles, that have trusted me. Thank you. All of you are good humans, and I am a very, very blessed person. So thank you for that. As far as what's going forward, guys, it's up to you. Let's hammer it down. Leave me some comments. Let me know. Do you want to see me clear all this property, build a cabin for you guys, upcoming customers, a Skunk Works rally? Do we want to do, work on a Model T? Do we, all of these things on the day off, and, the side time and all those other things? Do we want to see those things? If you do, I want to hear it. If you think we should probably put that on another channel, I would like to invite all of you to subscribe to that channel. I haven't decided I'm going to put them there yet. I want to know from you guys. And that's basically where I sit. So there are a lot of very exciting things coming. Motorcycles and building things. And I'm very excited about that. I'm in a wonderful place. I have a beautiful shop that I worked very hard for. I've had wonderful employees in the past that made their own contributions, and I will forever be grateful to those people. I will also always be grateful to the mentors I've had along the way. A while ago, I started sharing stories, things that I called Tales of a Parts Store Counterman, stories of my life. To be completely honest, I've had some pretty tragic events in my life. I've had the opportunity to see a lot of things, but I've also had the opportunities to see glorious things, to see the wonderful sides of humanity. I've had many people tell me I should write a book. And I don't know why I was chosen to experience some of the things that I've experienced in my life. I have no idea why. And I'm still here. I've had a lot of close calls. I've carried a lot of caskets of people far better than I, yet I'm still here. Sometimes I still don't know why. But that being said, if you guys want to continue to hear the stories, tales of a parts store counterman, there are plenty of those real stories to tell. Some are tragic. Some will make you shed a tear. Some will make you thankful that you still have breath left in you. Others will make you celebrate the humanity that we have on this planet. If you want to hear those, I'll share them too. So guys, thanks a million, and gals, for watching. It is an interesting thing. I look, and only about 20% of the people that view these videos actually subscribe. If any of this tugs at your heartstrings, or if you have any interest in things about building cabins, all the other things I've talked about, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, throw me a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave some comments. This is our channel, not mine. It's ours. And we're a family. You guys have been with me for years. Thank you. Much love to all of you. I will see you again very soon, and I will be reading every one of your comments. As always, take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good one.